Hi there, welcome back to Build a Stitch. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. This is finally working again. Don't know why it wasn't, but you can still, I will post this video to YouTube, so if you are watching on YouTube, you can get it there too. So I'm going to set up another set of 5 more evenly spaced stitches. And then we're going to weave them in both directions, like we did here. So if I was doing this in a project, I would probably give myself a guideline for where I wanted these stitches to end up, just so that I could make sure that they were the same length. I'm just eyeballing it and they're pretty close, but they could be closer. This is a really good example. I know in the past I've talked about when you do the quick stitching where you could just go in and straight out, how it can change the direction of the thread. You can see the difference here between the first stitch and this last stitch. The rest of these, because they go from here to here, and I'm not even doing the quick little in and out stitch, you can see how the end of this thread is curving, and this one is curving because they're connected there. So there are certain times when you might not want that, and so then you have to be a little bit more careful about how you're putting those stitches in. And sometimes it's just unavoidable, like there. I don't think there's really much I could do to avoid that. So I'm gonna tie this off and get the other direction going. Start over, under, over, under, over. And then under. So I'm starting under this time. And this one's down the middle. And over, starting with the over. And then under. There we go. So we've got some more, a little bit more evenly spaced stitches again. I'm going to anchor this one. And again, if I was doing this on something that I wanted it really even with, I would mark the top and the bottom also. know where I wanted those placed so that they were evenly placed. They're not too bad here, but if I really, really wanted a super good square grid, I would mark it. So now I'm just going to start in the top corner and work my way around. So I'm going to start up here. And I'm going to do under, over, under. And the big key with this is that I really want to go under both of those stitches in the corners. And really here too. And then I'm going to work towards my left. So I'm going to start here. And since that one went over, I want this one to go under. Under. And I will end over here. Is that right? No. I want the opposite. That's what I thought. I was like, that doesn't feel right. So whatever I'm doing, I want to make sure that well, it doesn't really matter. So if I go over here, then it's the same as here. If I go under here, then it's going to be the same as there. So how did I do that before to avoid that issue? Strange. It worked before. Oh, okay. No, I just did it this way. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and then under. So it just depends on which direction you want them to be alternating in. Because this whole row, they're always going to be going over. And this one will always be going under if I do it this way. If I do it the other way, it'll be the same across this way. So it's just up to you and whichever one you go with. I'm going to go with this one for today. And so here, I want to go under. So the pattern that we figured out yesterday was that all of these will be going under, and then these along here will be alternating for this direction. And it really depends on how many stitches. I have an odd number of stitches. If I had an even number of stitches, then it would be different. Okay, so there we finished that direction. So now I'm going to go back up here to the top. I'm not going to tie it off today. I did yesterday. I'm not going to bother today. And so now, this one, since this was under, this one's going to be over. And then this one down here will be under. Okay, and now this one's going to be under and over and under. And so again, these on this side are all going to be under. So the top are going to alternate and the sides are going to be the same. And this one's over and under like that. Okay, so I have that direction. Now I'm going to start here. I'm going to go the opposite direction to get the full big weave. And that looks really nice. This one is a lot more square than this one, so it looks really quite nice. Okay, so again with this, you have to decide how much you're going to go over and under, because you can do a lot. And I think I'm going to, since this is over, I'm going to go under, and I'm going to go over, under, over, under. I'm going to do all of these stitches. Just weave over and under. This needle has a little bit of a catch on it. Over, under, over, under. This one is a lot. Yesterday's was really hard for me to figure out excuse me, the what I should be going over and under, and that's partly because it was diagonal. So the diagonal really changes that. This one, because it's square and I have threads going across every single square in it, it's a lot easier to do that alternating. So now you can see I'm going to go over and under all of those threads there. I like this one a lot better than yesterday's actually already. So there we have that one. And then I'm going to go here. And I went under there, so I'm going to go over, under, over, under, over, under, over. And then here is going to be, that one, this one was over, so this one's going to go under, over, under, over, under. And then the last one here. Wow, catching my fingers in weird places. This one's going to be over, under, over, and anchor right there. Okay. So then I'm going to go back up here to the top and start here. And since this one I went under, this one I'm going to go over. So over, under, over, under, over, under, over. And then this one. Under, over, under, over, under. And then the last one. Is going to be, I don't know, just so this one's going to be over, over, under, over. There we go. I'm going to tie this off. Okay, so there we have it. This one is really nice. I really like this. And you could actually do some really cool things with thread to give it extra depth. If you use one color for the first layer of diagonals and a different color for the second, you could, use a darker color on the bottom and a lighter color on the top and get some really good depth going on there. So, double diagonal weave. I'm going to stop there for today. Have a fantastic rest of your day.